my gosh. What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, Daddy Goodz, and today we got Goddess Jordyn in the house.
Hello.
How you feeling today?
Oh, marvelous. Always a good day.
It is always a good day. It's a good day to be walking, breathing, looking at sunshine. It's just, a sunny day in Las Vegas.
It really is, too. The winds are a little major, but other than that, sun is out. I can wear a tank top and we're good.
Right. What's the craziest thing about living in Las Vegas for you?
The people. Yeah, the people. I'm from Washington State. That's where the good apples grow.
Right.
I'm not used to the shade.
Is that really where apples grow? Is that
the green good apples.
What?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Best apples.
No rotten apples?
No rotten apples, for sure not.
That's kind of hard to decipher and stuff like that. I mean, because you never know, man. There's always got to be one rotten apple on a tree, but it's like, damn.
For sure. I'm sure there's some rotten ones. I don't know any in Washington, but
I tell you what, the state flower for Nevada has got to be the orange street cones.
Oh, yeah, right. And all the street construction, all of that going on right now. It's growing dramatically.
What do you think about all the street construction? Does it drive you crazy? Or what?
Oh, we did not have traffic 3 years ago. It takes me half hour to an hour sometimes to get anywhere, and it's hella annoying.
I know
these Californians.
Hey, but the Californians. Oh man, shots fired on the podcast. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Well, hey, let's dive right into it because you are Goddess Jordyn, and
I am.
We are super ecstatic to have you on the POF pod right now, and I know you got a lot of exciting things going on. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Las Vegas footfetish.com.
Yes. So that is my website. It's basically an agency I've got a bunch of models. We only specialize in foot fetish, domination. Not every girl specializes in domination. I don't put every girl, just off the streets in domination.
Mm-hmm.
But foot fetish, yes. That's kind of our specialty, our go-to. All the girls have fabulous feet.
Right. Do you feel like it has to take a certain kind of person to do the domination type stuff?
Yeah. Like if I see that the girl is submissive and that's kind of her demeanor and that's kind of what the role she's kind of been in, then I definitely won't put her into the domination role at all. Mm-hmm. Unless she's like, okay, I want to see what it's all about. Then I'll train you.
Right.
You want to be mean? I got you.
What's the training look like?
Usually it's with a client, a client that actually kind of taught me most of the things that I know. Right. He'll kind of be like, okay, yeah, bring her along. And it's pretty extensive training, definitely more extra than most calls I would say get because, there's sounds and CBT and it's pretty
right. Has there ever been a time where you had somebody you were mentoring and teaching and mid training they said, oh my goodness, this isn't for me?
Yeah, I've peeped it out myself, and my client has peeped it out, and the girl has been like, okay, yeah, I am more submissive than I am dominant. And yeah, this is not my thing. I'm like, cool. I won't put you on that service. You foot fetish only.
Right.
Get them licked and sucked too. That's good.
Now, what would you consider yourself, more of a sub or more of a dom?
Dom, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say I can be submissive in my personal life, of course. It takes the right kind of one to put me in that place, but definitely dominant. Yeah, I like to be in charge. You're gonna, do what I say when I say it. Now I say it.
Right. So naturally, you are just a boss babe.
Yeah, boss babe.
Yeah, I could dig it. And so, with your company that you got going and being the boss babe and things like that, does it sometimes get kind of crazy?
Yeah, you're dealing with. On the boss side of things, you're dealing with different personalities, and then especially if the girl is kind of bossy too,
right.
And yeah, the personalities I would say most of them are really great, but you got them cute, a few that just,
I could dig it. Tell me about the party that that you got going on?
Yeah, I am having a foot party actually Friday night, 7 to 12. You can sign up actually online through my website, lasvegasfootfetish.com. And hold on one sec.
Do your thing. Darn headphones.
Want to fall off of me. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be all my models. Plus I have a couple guest models and should be really fun. Come play with some feet and mingle, kind of peep out your favorite model who you like. So you can have a private session with her.
That's what's up. What's up. So when I think of like a foot party and I think of somebody who might be deciding they want to indulge in the FFC lifestyle and things like that, do you think that there's a possibility that sometimes some people might be a little scared or ashamed to go to a party like that because they're shy? Absolutely.
I mean, you've got a ton of guys where it's like, this is my first party. I've been wanting to come to them for years, but I've been nervous. You're always going to have that. But we have it to where there's out in the open because some guys, we're all here together. We love it. You obviously love it. Like these guys all love it. We're all in the same realm. So, we have the openness where they can get sessions, just out on a couch or whatnot. But then we have the private areas as well to where, if you're not as comfortable or this is new to you, you can kind of sneak off.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah.
Do you think that like having a place, a venue just like packed with a whole bunch of people within the same community, what's the energy like?
Honestly, it depends. It's so weird because I've been to foot parties in New York. I've been to them in LA, Vegas. Every venue is so different. I feel like, Vegas always was really kind of dark and, it would make, just that sexy vibe kind of make you tired, just chill. LA, that's more poppin', like everybody's there, to party. Let's do this, have fun. New York, I've been to two different, people that throw the foot parties out there. And one was kind of dungeony as well. And then the other one was in like a nightclub type situation. So it was, I prefer more uppity, fun music playing. Let's, we can dance and want to, and, shove my foot in your mouth if we want to.
Oh, shit. I mean, that's absolutely the dopest thing I've ever heard, because I think that for a lot of people, they think that the only place that they can have fun in the FFC is on the internet these days, and it's not the case. You can go to these parties.
Yeah, you can have a girl come to you. You can come, I offer too, where we have a dungeon space or we have a place we can offer and call, so there's so many different ways you can get it. Just versus on, online is boring. It's okay. Yeah. But you're not getting the same effect.
Right.
You don't get the smells. You don't get the taste. You don't get the massaging. You don't get
pheromones.
Yeah. You don't get any of that.
Do you feel like you're really, really well versed in the whole fetish itself?
I mean, I would say for the most part, yeah, I've been doing it 10 plus years. I'm more femdom for sure versus tying you up, and I'm more of the mental side of it. I like getting in the head, and
what does that do for you? Does it like turn you on?
I love it. Yeah, it's definitely like put you up on that pedestal where you belong, where I belong anyway. Like, yeah, I know where I belong, and you know your position, and I'll put you in your position. I'll get to you mentally, just off a conversation, just kind of finding those trigger points and knowing where to put you and how to put you there and get what I want out of it.
I love that. Yeah. Well, how about we do our first foot commercial and then we'll come back.
All right. I love it. I love it.
Everybody, make sure you smash that like button. We're going to be doing our first foot commercial here, so enjoy. See, I love the in-person podcast because we could really make those foot commercials turn into something extra dope. Shout out to that right quick.
I like that, actually.
Yeah. The only
see what I'm working with.
Yeah, we'll see it after the live. I could tell you it was dope. Great material. So I want to get back on the whole sub and dom topic, because what came to my mind when you said that you like to get into the head of whoever it is that you are dominating. Has there ever been a time where the person might have came off as somebody that there's no way they can be dominated, and then you got in their head and figured out like some kind of way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these, some of them are CEOs, they are bosses in their everyday life, you know what I mean? And they want to take a break from that. And I get that too. Cause like I said, I can be submissive in my personal life too. Like you don't want to always be a boss, so you need to put me in my place,
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, when I first started, I definitely was surprised at the dominant men, boss guys that were very much into, being submissive. But now I get it all the way.
Yeah. Is there ever a point in time where you're working with one of these people and you feel like maybe you're taking it too far, or is there no limits?
Well, there's always a safe word. You talk about it before when you meet them, you kind of just go over, what their interests are, how far they want to go, safe words, the extent of things. So you kind of have that boundary.
Right.
And for me, I just don't like having one-time sessions with people. That's just not my thing. I like to build relationships with them. We're taking it further every time we go. We're pushing each other's boundaries, basically. It's a relationship. It's a bond. I'm not that one time, like, if you're kind of looking for that, I can give you that, but not really necessarily with me. I want that building because I want to be pushed too.
Right. No, that's totally interesting. So you'd rather have more of a understanding of the person and get to know them a lot more.
Yeah. Having a personal relationship with them ultimately, you're building that bond, and that it's just even, having trust.
Right.
They're trusting me that I'm not going to totally, do damage. And they've, and I've got to trust them that this is, it's just kind of a bond. It's,
yeah. Do you feel like you're like that in all aspects of your life with every relationship?
No, probably.
No.
My dating.
She is a savage, everybody.
My dating relationships is no bueno. Okay?
Oh my
we can't get that right.
But why though? Why do you think?
I don't know. It's really strange. I don't know. I just you have a couple of bad apples and it's hard to come back from. It's like better off single. It'll take somebody special to really break through for sure.
Is it by any chance anything that has to do with insecurities?
I don't know if it's insecurities or if it's just I'm not putting up with shenanigans. I don't know if it's maybe because I've been in this industry so long. I think a lot of my girlfriends kind of tell me this because none of them are really in the industry, that I've been kind of put up on this pedestal work-wise that like I expect nothing but that, and I'm spoiled. And if you're not going to do that, then toodaloo.
See you later.
Toodles.
So there's higher expectations in your dating life.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe too high to where I have issues.
But what is too high though? That's what drives me crazy about people. What is too high?
I don't think it's too high, but my girlfriends would like to differ with me because I swear, like, they're just like, but I'm like, I'm not going to put up with shenanigans. That's not, a man needs to put in effort. He needs to take you out and wine and dine you and put in the energy, text you good morning. Like if you're just trying to, you want to come over? No, that's not gonna work for me, buddy.
It's like a long list of guys that are willing to do this and more. So why are you not putting in effort?
And I don't get it. There's
no. I mean that totally makes sense. I mean, you deserve that, and women deserve that. Everybody deserves that.
I think so too. I feel like I'm gonna be single forever because I'm like, I am not gonna settle, even if I have to be 90.
But see, like, what drives me crazy is that when people have these standards and these levels that you have to reach in order to be in their life,
right?
And the other people get upset, annoyed, or baffled at the idea of you having some kind of standard. Like, why? Like, first of all, it's my life.
And second of all, like, then obviously you shouldn't get mad. Obviously, you're just not the one. Like either you step it up and become that one, or you are just not that one. And you should appreciate that. Appreciate my honesty, really. Because
absolutely. Does the man have to have a fetish?
No. Honestly, no, not at all. I mean, I would prefer that he loves toes, and really, it's like you can start there, know. But no, he doesn't. Actually, a lot of the guys I have dated, they did not have fetishes, and then I'm like, ended up they were doing videos with me and rubbing my feet, and I'm gonna, you're gonna get incorporated one way or another.
See, I think that a lot of times the thought of having a foot fetish can come off as something that is impossible. You think to yourself like, nah, there's no way I like that. Yeah, I appreciate women with cute toes that do pedicures and take care of themselves and things like that. I think that's the initial thought for most guys that don't or believe they don't have a fetish.
Right.
But then they dive into it a little bit and they're like, shit, or do I?
Right. Because I mean, if it's satisfying the woman, like if you're satisfying your woman, like having her feet in your mouth while you're getting it, like that is going to turn you on way more. I think, when you turn your partner on, that's a turn on in itself. So
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. And so for me, that's kind of how it happened. So I know this is about you, but I'm just going to go.
I want to hear all about it. I want to know all about it.
So I accidentally fell and stumbled into the whole FFC world.
Okay.
I tell the story a lot, but I think that it's important that I keep on telling it because there's a lot of people out there that may be uncomfortable with their preferences or unsure of what their preferences are.
Right.
I accidentally stumbled into it, and it started on another podcast called the Cyphering Chronicles.
Oh, okay.
And we started doing like a whole foot cam, but we did it as a joke at first.
Yeah.
And then we started doing it a lot, and it became a thing for us, right?
Right.
And we didn't know what we were doing at the time.
Of course.
We had no idea that we were
stumbling onto greatness.
Stumbling onto greatness and just kind of indulging into the whole FFC world, and we didn't know it. We had no idea what we were doing. We had no idea about a community of people, or nothing like that, right? But during that time, I learned so much.
Yeah, I'm sure, because it's just such a. It just doesn't stop there. It's just such a open. There's so many realms under the fetish community. It's insane.
Like you talking about like just the whole BDSM, just
all of it. If you really go on Clips for Sale, there's literally A to Z. There's blouse fetishes. There's blowing bubbles. There's there's A to Z. Everything.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I tried during intercourse.
Yeah.
I started kissing on the feet. I never done that. Actually, I always thought like that was nasty.
Oh, shit.
Before I tried it. And then I tried it. And I was like, damn, I'm turned on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, boom, there you have it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that a lot of times guys such as myself,
you
just don't know that.
Right. Yeah. That. And maybe you're just, would you consider yourself a fetishist?
I am now.
You are now. Yeah.
And I'm I said, I'm learning more and more every day.
Yeah.
And
and then exploring all the other things, that's the exploration is amazing. You're going to find out what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
What your thing is,
But see, this is my outlet and way of expressing it is I have a podcast and I get to have the likes of Goddess Jordyn and other amazing models on the podcast, and I don't mix business with pleasure. So it's great
to open up. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that.
So everybody has their thing, I feel, when it comes to expressing their love for the FFC world.
For sure.
Some people is doing sessions. Some people it's just supporting the models, their favorite models through whatever paid platforms that there is.
Right.
And then there's some like myself, I express my gratitude and love for it by having a podcast.
Right. Yeah. I love it. There's so many different avenues that you can pay homage to, and I feel like too, in the foot fetish community, like we're all in this together again, and there's so many different ways that people show how they enjoy it or they indulge in it, that it's all should be all love.
It should always be all love. And because the community being so small, like you say,
it's very small.
You can like really boost one another in a great way.
We should be able to boost everyone. You know, there should be no, you know, it always seems like it kind of comes in a form of like jealousy, you know, as I'm experiencing actually myself, you know, it's people bad mouthing my name, you know, but I'm like, I've never worked with you. I've never done anything. Why? But obviously there's some type of, you know, intimidation or jealousy or whatnot. I'm not, you know, there's more than enough for everybody. There's toes for everyone.
There truly is.
You know,
but I do get the frustration and annoyance when it comes to, say, a celebrity that just dabbles in something that is such a small community, but big at the same time, but a small community, and just completely jacks it up for everybody. So kind of like that chick, what was her name? Bella I can't remember her name. Hadid. Was that the one that started a OnlyFans and then lied to everybody, made like $7 million, and then said, all right, I'm out. And it kind of messed up everything for all of the
Really? I did not know about that. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
And so I was doing a Q&A on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And they said, there was a question, and they said, who would you like to have on your podcast that's a model? And the first thing that came to my mind was, who would I really like to have on my podcast? Not just a model or whatever. And I said Zendaya. Oh my God.
I am girl crush. She is amazing.
She is amazing.
Man, Euphoria got me like, whoa.
That was a good ass show.
Oh man. I just got into it actually, and I am blown away. Zendaya, I'm a fan club.
She's a good actress.
Oh, crazy.
But I would love to have somebody of the likes of Zendaya or people who are already, you know, quote unquote celebrities,
right,
come be on a podcast like this and learn a little bit about the FFC world and make things more normal and just dive into
publicize it.
Yeah,
on some normal platform shit. I mean, I think it's getting there though. I feel like after COVID, I feel like it's more open to where, especially with the OnlyFans coming out, like you're seeing just these celebrities just doing their feet, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, all right, there, you know, it's not so weird as it used to be or whatnot.
No, I really don't think that it is, and it's gonna continue to get more normal.
Yeah,
and you know, step by step.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah, right. Toe by toe.
Oh, well, let's get into our next footmercial and then we'll continue the conversation. Hey, smash the like button if you haven't already.
Thumbs up.
And make sure you leave that review on Spotify, Apple, all those great places. And if you all don't know, you can watch this podcast on Spotify too. So YouTube and on Spotify.
Boom.
So when those age restrictions pop up, just know that you can watch it on Spotify with no age restrictions and what have you. Not that there shouldn't be age restrictions, but I mean, there's no like nudity or nothing like that. So
I mean,
very
really.
educational. It's very educational.
I think so too.
People can find out many things about maybe themselves by watching podcasts like this.
Absolutely. And even if they're just curious, just to kind of, break out of that and know that it's okay. I feel like fetish, you were born with it, like foot fetish.
Right? Isn't it crazy? All right. So this is going to sound kind of weird, but
Probably not.
All right. So I've heard so many times people say, I love the smell of baby feet. Have you ever heard that?
No. I mean, I love the smell of babies.
Like when people have children, I mean, it sounds super weird saying it, but like when people have babies, they're like, I like the smell of my baby's feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I never like thought of it in any kind of way.
Right.
But I'm like, why would you want to smell a baby's feet? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then I guess, you got that little sweaty and the chunky little toes. You know what I mean? Like I can see that. I would want to smell a baby's toes for all.
Right. Like, so I'm just like, all right. So that's just like a crazy thing to say. But in the same breath, I'm like, wait, so if they're like thinking they like the smell of any kind of feet at all, because like as you progress and get older, like feet don't really smell that different, like as people get older, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be like pheromones and there's always going to be like that foot smell.
Right. Yeah. I think they say like corn chips or like, what's the other one? I don't know. Is it cheese or something? There's two like distinctive smells that they say feet smell like.
What, like, all right, what has your feet been described as smelling like?
Probably corn chips. I don't know,
corn chips?
I eat corn chips and salsa.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing right there. Corn chips. I mean, you know what? I used to tell my wife actually that her feet smell like corn chips, but now I don't think that.
That's funny. Do you love like when she gets home from work or whatnot? Do you love like taking her feet off or like her socks off and sniffing her feet?
I wouldn't say I do it all the time, but
or maybe you're just not bothered by it and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by it no more though. So she used to take off her socks and I used to be like, dude, your feet smell.
Yeah.
Like years
Go
ago.
Take a shower.
Yeah, like years ago now. Or she would be insecure about it and be like, I'm gonna take a shower.
Yeah.
But now, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll be driving on a trip or whatever back to Vegas and she'll like put her foot in my face and I'm like, damn, I'm turned on now.
I like that.
I'm like, yo, that's
stop and get that shit out of my face.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's it's all very interesting to me, but
does she enjoy it? I mean, does that turn her on?
I think she does enjoy it, honestly, because before, with it being something that she might have been a little insecure about, now
a lot of women are.
Now she's like I think turned on because now she doesn't have nothing that she can't do that will turn her on,
Yeah, I like that.
So.
I think a lot of women are very, very insecure about that. I hear that, from a lot of guys too. Like their women won't let them rub their feet, suck on the toes, like none of that, and maybe because the women are insecure, like, oh, my feet stink or they're just not pretty. A lot of girls are hella ticklish too. So, that's a thing. But I don't know. I can't imagine a man not rubbing and sucking on my toes. Like there's so many nerve endings in your feet. I go even pay reflexology because I'm like, just get all those, all the little nerve endings because it's just good.
Isn't it amazing that the foot is actually connected to so many different parts of the body?
Organs and your stomach, your intestines, it's insane. It's yeah, I'm like, oh, it's just a bundle of fun in there.
Yeah, no, it truly is. And I bring this up a lot too. Like you go walking outside on the grass or in the dirt and they call it grounding.
Yeah, yes. Grounding is everything. I love standing in the ground. I meditate in the ground. I'm all about positive, I meditate a lot. So all about that. I need the grounding for sure.
Where does lightning come from?
I don't know. Where does lightning come from? Right?
I believe it comes from the ground up because of the electricity in the ground.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
I believe so.
Fun facts today.
So that's energy, right?
Yes. Wow. I just learned something new today. Really? Wow. Blown. Pew. I need the mind exploding right now.
That's what I'm saying right there. So think about that right there. So if energy is naturally in the ground and traveling through the ground, and then you go walking in the dirt or places,
you're getting all of that energy.
You're getting all of that energy.
Wow.
And so therefore you're grounding. But what's really interesting is that they make shoes with rubber and things that electricity cannot pass through.
Right. There's a reason for that. I would have never thought that the other day.
Yeah, a little conspiracy on the POF pod today.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Huh.
Isn't that kind of weird though?
Why are they trying to stop our energy?
That's what I'm saying.
Because they don't want the good vibes. Want to keep us down.
Why do we drink out of aluminum cans? They want to block something by allowing the aluminum into our bodies.
Really? Or do you think it's just to preserve? Aluminum preserves?
I think it could be that. But a lot of people do know that aluminum could also block many receptors that go to your pineal gland inside your brain, which is said to be the superpower part of your brain.
Really?
Yeah. You ever heard of the third eye?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that's what they refer to when they're talking about a third eye. It's the pineal gland. And the way they calcify the pineal gland with aluminum and things like that. That's why deodorant
has aluminum. Wow.
Because it goes through the glands.
Yeah.
So your armpit, right? And a lot of people might think that I'm just on some conspiracy shit right now, but just follow along with me right now. So your armpit is another known area of your body that is really pheromone-like.
Oh, right? Absolutely.
So it has pores that seep whatever it is that you put it on
into your body.
Body. And so with aluminum being seeped into your body in some kind of form or fashion, I mean, they'll never say it.
Of course they wouldn't.
But it is kind of weird.
It is. But yeah, and my thing is too, well, they say the aluminum, that's what stops the whole, because if you get the non-aluminum deodorants, it does not work really. You know what I mean? Some of them do more than others, but yeah, because it's blocking that probably flow of your energy's coming out.
All right, so what else do we put on our body or in our body a lot that people say is really bad for us? Fluoride. In our
teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And so they say the fluoride also blocks the pineal gland. Mm-hmm.
Damn, this is learning.
I'm just saying.
I did not know that.
So
wow.
So that's why they also make fluoride-free toothpaste.
Okay.
Because some people just will not use the fluoride.
Damn, who would have known? I'm learning some shit today.
And so the way all that relates to the feet and the way that it were blocked from receiving the energy from the ground with cement, with asphalt,
right,
with rubber on our shoes and all those things. It's truly fascinating to me. And then you think about this, and this might, put us even more on a track of conspiracy. But think about this, how a foot model on IG will get deleted for no nudity, just feet, way before somebody who is posting nudity.
Yeah, it is insane as hell to me. I do not understand that. Mind blowing.
What is it that they don't want?
Because it's that good euphoria. But then I feel like the nudity is good euphoria for people that are looking at it as well. But what is it with the foot community that they are trying to stop us?
Think about it.
Good vibes only.
It's good vibes only, or it's because feet has been looked at and frowned upon in a nasty kind of way for a while, and they noticed that maybe there's a paradigm shift going on right now. People are starting to become more fetishists and be more into feet, and they're noticing that there's possibly powers within the feet,
right?
And people are starting to become more attracted to it,
right?
And they want to stop it before it happens. Now that sounds very conspiracy-like, but 10 years from now, myself and Goddess Jordyn might be looking like Nostradamus out here.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. That's because really, I mean, because I've been trying to figure out, I don't understand why. What is the problem? A tow is going against your community guidelines.
Exactly.
But like you said, we're on to something major, something big that is going to be more major than an ass and titties.
Exactly. That's too late. We've already said plenty of shit. This episode is done for when it comes to guidelines.
We're out of here.
No, but seriously though, you see where I'm going?
Yeah. Because I've been trying to figure it out. I haven't came to anything that makes any kind of sense, but that does make sense.
do you feel like you're somebody who thinks out of the box a lot?
I would like to believe that. I mean, I'm kind of on the edge. I kind of like to see both sides, and then I make my own decision, on depending on how I feel about it,
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I do believe in some conspiracies. Some of them I'm like, that sounds crazy as hell.
What's the wildest conspiracy that you can think of?
God. Honestly, I want to say, and I even repeated it because I was like really convinced, because I have a conspiracy theorist friend of mine, and was the whole was it Wayfair?
Yeah, Wayfair.
The children in the boxes, the little Russian girls in the boxes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was crazy and weird. There's no way that's a coincidence.
These also, you think it's, I was really set on, I was like, no, that's gotta be a no. And they name them the different girls, and but then I'm like, that is insane as hell for me to think like that. Like
a dresser that's typically like $500 being sold for like $10,000.
Yes. I mean, it's like that, but then it was like, there's just no way.
Right.
But I don't know. Am I just teeters?
But is there a way? There's gotta be.
I mean, the whole trafficking and all that is such a huge thing right now that there is a huge,
unfortunately,
it is a way for sure.
Thinking about that kind of stuff it's just disgusting.
It's horrible. It's so sad. It's so sad.
It truly
and it's becoming just more and more prominent. I saw on the new or Google or something that they caught 14 guys out here. It was a little ring of, just with little kids and shit. I'm like,
see, what I don't like when it comes to that, and being in a city like Las Vegas, I know there's a lot of that going on out here. I feel like everybody should have a choice in doing what they want to do.
Yes.
What have you. A lot of times, oftentimes, these guys, these these grotesque human beings, they will, gather very young, innocent,
don't know anybody, and even threatening, like, I'll kill your fam. You know what I mean? The threats and all of that to make them scared, and is so crazy.
And it happens a lot, right? So, but it's not just those guys. There's some people, terrible people that a lot of us don't even know about. So yeah, the quote unquote, like the pimps or whatever.
Yeah,
like that's one thing. Like there's I'm sure there's some that do it the right way, or
right?
Whatever. And then there's another class of those guys that are just like, they're not doing it the right way. They're doing it the gross way.
Yeah,
and
you
know what I mean?
The forcing, and I mean, it just I don't understand any of that world, honestly. I don't. I try to think, but nothing of it makes sense. The women don't make sense to me at all, because it's like, how can you, if you're in that game, more power to you, do you, boo?
Right.
But to pay somebody and give them all of your money for something that you're out here doing, for what? Security? You can hire a security guard per night that will bail you out of jail if you go, or with somebody that would have your back.
Right.
But for you to give a man all of your money, and that you are doing all the work for, that you got to deal with all the bullshit for, is insane to me. Where is your just, I don't know, I don't know.
Look, it's a tricky topic.
Walking on a fine line right now, especially in Vegas.
I'm from the Bay Area, so you know what I mean. I'm also walking on a fine line right now.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna hate us.
Yeah, that whole game, started in Detroit and Oakland and places like that.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know anybody that does that, but
none of us do.
I've heard of people doing that before, and I think there's a right way to go about it, and then there's a terrible and wrong way to go about it. that I would know the exact right way. But if somebody was going to dive into something like that, it would have to be really beneficial for that whole dynamic.
The whole thing, the family of it, you know, the unit building.
They got to be a family.
Yeah.
You said it. They got to be a family.
Building something, not just taking her money and doing what you want to do. You know, you're building her up.
Yep.
You're building businesses. You're building the family up.
That money that she's giving him, that money better be getting invested into her business, because she can't do that lifestyle forever.
Exactly. Into her, into the family, into that residual. This is not forever type money. Or, you know, in the game anyway. The
ones who are nasty, they do it all for themselves. They're narcissists. Mm-hmm. They don't want to build up that lady that they have in their life, right? They just
want to keep them down.
They want to keep them down. Yeah. They want to keep them weak. Mm-hmm. And they only want to be the ones that are looking like the superstar or whatever.
Exactly.
Like, so,
they want to keep them down.
But aside from all of that, though, then you got like the creepos who are probably on Wayfair doing all of that weird stuff with
that big wig shit.
That's that weirdo big wig shit and underground caves underneath lakes in Idaho type shit.
Right.
Oh, I think it was that. It was something along those lines. But there's underground tunnels.
I have heard that.
And places where they say, I know, dude, that's that really messed up stuff. That's that Jeffrey Epstein stuff right there.
And do you know that they're changing the name pedophiles to something else, right? They won't be called pedophiles. You're going to have to Google it. I was just told this the other day. If you get charged because of the Jeffrey Epstein, whatnot, because all of them would be pedophiles, you know, labeled as pedophiles. They are changing the verbiage. They will no longer be called pedophiles. It's another name. It's not even close to pedophile. They are changing it in the books. I'm like, that a pedophile is a damn pedophile, and you should get that name. You're going to change the game now. You're going to change the name, change the whole verbiage of it in the book, legally change it to meet these.
They're still going to be pedophiles, everybody.
Big facts. Big facts.
Yeah, they're still going to be.
A petty is a petty.
Yeah. Fuck those guys, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Man. That shit is
crazy.
That shit is terrible. I don't understand. And I don't think I'm supposed to, or anybody's supposed to understand the way these people's minds work. I don't get it. I'll never get it. Yeah. It's really jacked up.
It is. I can't even fathom the idea of it, or, you know.
It makes me want to cry.
Yeah, it's sad. It's hella sad. And, you know, just even being victims, the people that are victims of these people, it's just, I feel like we need to crack down way more. I mean, drug dealers get more time than pedophiles, and that is crazy as hell to me. Hell to me.
And then you still got people who are in prison for selling marijuana, and now marijuana's illegal.
And pedophiles are out in a couple months for raping a child. That is, you affected somebody for the rest of their life. You damaged somebody for the rest of their life, and yet a drug dealer for marijuana that is legal in most states now is still sitting in there for 15, 16 years.
What's messed up is when you go to move into a neighborhood and you have to look at the neighborhood watchdog to see who's in that neighborhood, because you never fucking know.
No.
There's so many creepos
red dots everywhere.
Red dots everywhere.
Boop, boop, boop. That definitely was something I looked at.
Right.
You know, I mean, but they're everywhere.
Likewise.
You can be in every neighborhood, any neighborhood, all neighborhoods, and they are there in full effect.
Truly.
Yeah.
They really are. And you have to look for that stuff now, because if you don't, and you move into that neighborhood and you got children.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? Now across the street, because you didn't look.
Right.
Just fucking creepo looking out the window.
There needs to be a whole just little area for that. I mean, they got their own.
Right.
You know, north, like way out in the desert ass shit, and they got their own community. They can be weirdos together.
The only time I feel like, damn, that's messed up is when somebody gets put on that list and they got caught for like pissing in public. Shit.
No, I know. Yeah, that is not a pedophile. Like they
dude,
should
I was
not.
Drunk.
You know,
I had to piss.
No, that law needs to change. If they're going to change pedophile, they need to change that one.
Unless you're like just
pissing in public. I mean, we've all done it.
Well,
twice.
You can do it in like a way that isn't like bad. You know, you can like go in the corner somewhere. Like, yes, I know everyone can see me, but I'm facing in a direction where they cannot see my part.
Right.
But you know, if you're like just standing in the middle of the street with your junk out,
you know, want people to see you, that's different for sure.
It's another story right there.
There's levels to it.
Let's dive into a foot marshal. And remember, everybody, smash that like button if you love this show, and leave that review, of course. Smash that like button, everybody. I'm back. All right. Getting my photographer on right now.
I love it.
You know, doing what I can.
One foot at a time.
This is my community service to the foot fetish world for just coming out of nowhere and starting a podcast. You know,
you know what? There's more than enough to go around. I feel like, you know, like I said, there's so many different realms, and we've touched base on so many other things besides foot fetish that.
Right.
Why can't it be general? Why this one can cater to this one, you know, there's sure.
Well, everybody has their own style.
Yeah, you know? Absolutely.
And everything that is being done, you know, as far as foot modeling goes, if you got a podcast, if you're a photographer,
so many different avenues.
If you got a website that hosts parties,
right,
provides
sign up for that party. Sign up for that party
ASAP.
Yesterday.
like yesterday, ASAP. Yeah, by the way, everybody, that party is this Friday.
This Friday, May 6th, 7 to 12, but you need to sign up prior. I am not going to take any same day signups anymore. I was, but it's just too much of a headache. So make sure you sign up now.
Yeah, so you guys definitely got to make that happen. But yeah, like there's so many different styles, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we should all uplift the community should just uplift the community. We're all doing it together, you know? And no jealousy, no hate.
Hey,
let's congratulate and uplift, because then we can get a lot further when there's more of us uplifting each other.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
100%. Absolutely. And I think that, you know, with that being said right there, you know, this message goes out for everybody, you know, like if you ever want to reach out to me and maybe even do some collabing, or if you want to be on a podcast or whatever the case may be, I'm open to all that. I'm open to peace and prosperity.
I love that. That's what I'm about, is peace, and just like I said, we're uplifting each other. You're going to get a lot further with more numbers and collaborating with people and getting along in this community, and, you know, putting each other on. I always give my flowers foot night. They put me on. Like, I will never. That's, you know, you remember where you came from, give your flowers where they need to be given, and we're on this together. We can work together, you know, and we'll get a lot further. Believe that.
As long as you're not out there scamming people and fucking people over.
No scammers here.
Then we cannot work together. But yeah, you know, like, so with the people that I have on the podcast, you know, I'm a grown man and I'm going to make my own grown decisions by everybody that I work with and what have you. But sometimes I don't know everything. You know, there's been some people that came to me with information about people after the fact. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, I didn't know about that. I mean, they seem cool to me, but
yeah,
you know, I personally, I wouldn't never put my stamp of approval on anybody that's out there doing any kind of
absolutely
scamming or anything like that.
I feel the same way. I feel like, you know, in this community, because you're always going to hear about different people or, you know, stuff in this business. I am not going to judge you until you do it to me. Then I got a problem with you. You know what I mean? But everybody has got to learn for themselves. I may be hard-headed, but I'm not going to listen to the rumors because there's rumors about me. And I know about my, you know, I'm not, you know, so you just, I don't know.
But the intentions are good always, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I'm not a scammer. I don't, you know, rip people off. I give, you know, if somebody books and the girl can't do it, I'll hook you up with another model, or I will give you a refund. Like I will never, I'm not shady. I don't believe in shady business. I want return business. I want the elite. I want that good clientele. I'm not about to mess anybody over at all, you know? But yeah.
Reputation is everything.
Everything. And I want the best in the business.
Shout out to that. I do also want to give a shout out to a kind of a podcast that I've been checking out a little bit. It's called Soulful Discussions. So the interesting part about this podcast, and I mention it because, for one, I want to uplift other podcasts.
I love that. I love that.
For two, it's a completely different style of a show.
Okay.
And so he talks a lot about reflexology with these women, and he does natural outdoor sounds, and he's always outside with different women, and he'll like talk to like just a random person off of the street.
Wow.
Yeah. So I wanted to give them a quick shout out.
I love that. Is he local?
I believe he's in SoCal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to check him out.
Yeah. Pretty good show. And I wanted to give him his flowers on my podcast.
I love that.
That's what I do, you know.
I love that. You know, you got to uplift this community, and then they uplift you. It's just more, it's good for everyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all love. And I think that's one thing that people don't do enough of is give people their flowers while they have opportunities to. They're always worried, oh, this person's going to one-up me, or
or they're going to be better. Yeah. And that is not the case at all. It's not the case. I mean, this world is, because you're going to touch base on stuff that people don't want to hear about. They're going to touch base on stuff that will, you know, everybody's got, like you said, they have their own style. So there's not, some people don't like smelly feet. Some people don't like, you know, it's so many things under this, you know, avenue that it's more than enough.
And I have met a lot of foot models, but none of them are Goddess Jordyn.
None of them. Yeah. I'm going to have to bring my girls here.
Hey, I'm totally down.
Yeah. I would love that. More the merrier. I think I've got like maybe 8. Then I've got a new one coming Thursday. So yeah, there's a lot of girls.
I believe me and you definitely have some ideas and plans.
Absolutely. No, I
will probably be bringing to the forefront.
Yeah, be ready, guys. Be ready. Some new stuff coming.
Oh shit! New shit. Well, Goddess Jordyn, is there anything you would like to tell everybody before we get off the podcast today?
No, check out the website. If you come to Vegas, you know, check it out. Even if you're not local, we do offer custom videos. We do, you know, Skype calls, any of that stuff. So if you're not local, not a problem. We got you. You can pick out your favorite model. You can order what you like, and boom, bam. There we go.
It's so like convenient.
It's hella convenient. I think it's so convenient. Especially if you're not local, you know, and if you're not local and you see the girl and you see kind of how she is, or you talk to her on Skype, or you get a custom video, then you'll know that when you come to Vegas, you know, who to working with. Yeah, absolutely. And we do travel too. I'm going to start putting traveling models that are coming to town on there. I'm going to start putting maybe cities even that have girls in different cities. So, you know, I'm going to add that as well. So look out for that as well. Plus, I would like to get it started in other cities.
Yes, she would. Yes, she would. And what's the time frame? Would you say like on like a custom video or something like that? Is it
within a couple days? Yeah, depending obviously on what the content is. I mean, if it's something basic, a day or two. If it's something that the girl has to be filmed or have to shoot her, then usually within like 3-4 days. Okay. It's not bad at all.
Well, there you have it, fellas. Yeah. You can get your video in
Skypes, in person, whatever you like.
All right, so one more time so that the people know where to go.
LasVegasFootFetish.com.
Just like it sounds.
Just like it sounds, just like it is.
And I actually have it in the description on YouTube, but I didn't. You got to kind of use your brain a little bit. I covered up some of the letters.
Okay.
Because YouTube will.
But you know what? If you Google any type of fetish, if you Google just fetish in Las Vegas or foot fetish in Las Vegas, I am number 1.
Oh my goodness.
Juan.
I'm not surprised. Goddess Jordyn, number fucking 1.
Number Juan.
Did you just hit us with the Spanish accent?
I did. Juan.
Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It was a good time.
Incredibly honored that you would be on the podcast.
It was awesome. I had a good time.
It's great to know some fellow Las Vegas people. So
I know, and more to come. I will bring you more.
Let's fucking do it.
Yes.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. I believe we are out of here. Shall we end on a foot, Marshall?
Sure.
Let's fucking do it. All right, y'all. We out.